right now, even though it's a minute early.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes,
One of the few times
I
we
can hear
logged in
you.
and not had a whole bunch of technical difficulties. So that's
Okay, well,
nice.
try not to curse us, though.
I knocked on
Thank
wood.
you.
Does that make it better?
Okay,
Oh
yeah,
gosh.
let's start with some business.
Some
First things
business.
first, the traveling book club is in the works. Raj and I sent me the books. I have yet to receive them. As soon as I receive them, I will read them and annotate them and pass them right along. And the next only other thing I have is the new and improved method of picking what book we're going to read next.
Yes.
So I took from everybody's suggestions. I added some suggestions of mine and RJ's, and I'm just going to pick every time out of this jar, and then it'll be like a fun little game of what book we're going to get.
Yeah, I
So,
like this more, honestly.
yeah.
It's just, it feels more, I don't know, it feels more fun and like less tedious. It was getting kind of like
Yeah.
tedious having to do the other thing every time.
You're telling me I kept forgetting. But those polls are always going to be open. So if anybody wants to, like, oh, I saw this book and I want to add it, you just go ahead. But you can resubmit. You can submit as many times as you want, as many suggestions as you want. I am a little concerned though because I saw a lot of people suggesting Promises and Pomegranates, which we've already read. That was the first book
Oof.
we read,
And we will not be reading again.
and no, and a lot of people suggesting Icebreaker, which we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like people need to really
Catch up.
watch our stream so they know what's going on.
I am not
Okay.
opposed to every once in a while rereading a book like years later. Promises and Pomegranates will not be one of the ones that I reread. Ever. Just so everybody's clear.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, your nails look nice.
Thank you. I got them done.
I want
We
to do some
got
Halloween ones.
My Killer Vacation by Tessa
Oh!
Bailey.
I've
You've
already read that
that.
one. That's wonderful. I like that one.
Wonderful.
I'll reread it again.
Okay.
I'll show it off. It's right here. That's funny because I was actually thinking about sending it to you, like as one of the books, but I was like, no. I know which books I'm gonna send, so I didn't end up sending this one. But I love this book. Okay, I'm excited. I'm gonna reread it. It's nice and short too. It's not a long book.
Yeah, I see that. It looks pretty thin.
Wonderful.
Which is the opposite of this. What the fuck was that?
Oh my god.
I'm fine.
Okay, so I read Icebreaker on my Kindle, and it felt so long. The first third of it felt like it was taking forever. Okay.
Honestly, it is. It has a lot of spice. Yeah, look at all these little red flags.
It does have a decent amount of spice. It doesn't look very spicy. Those are my favorite cartoon covers. Like, I like it when I open it and I'm like, ooh, okay.
It's basically just porn.
I mean, it really is. It's
so
like the foundation of their relationship is sex.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot. This book's really thick. So, do you want to do a summary? Or you want me to?
I can do a summary.
Okay.
Anastasia, Stassi for short, is an ice skater. Yeah, ice skater, figure skater. With dreams of going to the Olympics. She's in college. She has a really douchey partner because she does pairs skating, and something happens to the hockey. Yeah. Something happens to the hockey team's rink, and the hockey team and the figure skaters now have to share. Stassi is very against hockey players for some reason. I don't know who hurt her, but she hates hockey players.
It's not really discussed.
It's not really clear. And then, of course, she ends up getting with the captain of the hockey team because, duh.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's really the whole book. It's thick for how little is going on.
Yeah, there's also Ryan, who is the guy. At the beginning, RJ texts me and she's like, I don't care about this. I just think she should be with Ryan.
Literally, because I still am in the camp of like Ryan was my favorite out of all of them. I loved Ryan.
No, we like Nate's good.
We like Nate. I don't think we dislike Nate.
He's good.
But Ryan is like very healthy and stable.
Yeah.
And Nate had moments. Sure. Granted, Nate was extremely stable, like, and healthy emotionally, except for his miscommunication.
Yeah, I like that you texted me. You're like, this book is boring. Everyone's too emotionally mature.
I was like, where's the toxicity? Where is the
angst? I think you need to go to therapy.
Well, I'm so used to reading books where it's like, well, no, I do need to go to therapy. We won't talk about that on the stream. But, like, I'm so used to books where it's just, like, not we're just miscommunicating over stupid shit because nobody knows how to take care of themselves emotionally, and everybody else's bullshit is each other's problem. And so it's nice reading this one, actually. I enjoyed it it took me a minute to start to enjoy it.
After the first like quarter of the book is pretty slow. Also the whole like frenemies to lovers thing is weird. Like they weren't really frenemies, they weren't enemies. She was just kind of bitchy for no reason.
Okay,
And
I'm
then
happy that you said
they
that
were
because
good.
she was just kind of a bitch.
She's like, you lied to me to protect your hockey player. It's like, why would he tell you the
Why
truth?
he
Doesn't
doesn't
even know
know
you.
you. He literally, and he felt
Like
so bad about it. I was like, I
yeah.
know you, bitch.
Like personally, I'm not the kind of person who thinks I'm owed the truth by a stranger.
No.
Like, yeah, protect your friend. Are you kidding?
Right, especially in the context. Like, if you just lied to me just for the hell of it, okay, we might have a problem. But, like, you're protecting your friends. I can't really be mad that you're protecting a team
Yeah.
of, like, 10 guys.
Yeah, exactly. All the side characters were pretty fun. I liked all the hockey player guys. Obviously, I liked Lola. I think that she was in it just the right amount for me to
Lola.
not get too
Her best
annoyed from
friend,
her. Her
right?
best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I liked Lola. Normally I get annoyed with best friend side
Um,
characters, so she was pretty great.
that's what I'm saying is like me too. I think that they really like just sprinkled her in, so it
Yep.
wasn't too much.
I agree. And she wasn't like this
Um,
like overbearing or weird or like a third wheel in their relationship. Like she had her own shit going on, so she was independent of
yeah,
by herself, and I enjoyed that.
your camera just focused on your phone, so
Oh, wonderful. There we go. That's better.
do your best with that. Um, this is the first book I think we've read in the club where he actually calls her a good girl. Am I
Really?
crazy? I think so. I made a note of it. I was like, I don't remember anybody calling them good girl in any of the other books. And we are the Good Girls Book Club, and he
Are
calls her
you?
good girl quite a lot.
I think you're right.
I
No, he
think so,
does.
right?
He does say it quite a lot, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if anybody else. Knox may have.
If I'm wrong, correct me.
One pause. Pause.
Maybe Neon Gods?
Ooh, I don't think so. Where is okay, here it is. My butt's just in the camera. Okay. I think in Things We Never Got Over, I think he said it. But I also he may not have. But now I'm like researching because that's crazy to me that I read so many books where they say good girl. It's crazy to me that we haven't seen one yet. No, I think
I
you're
don't
right.
think that they have. I genuinely, I don't think that they have. I don't think they have. This is the first one I remember reading with Good Girl.
No, I think you're right. Wow. Okay. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Anyway.
I literally read so many books with a good girl in it that a reporter reached out to me after seeing one of my TikToks.
Clearly.
A reporter reached out to me after seeing like my praise TikTok, the one that got like a decent amount of views, and was like, I have some questions to you about like the praise kink. And I was like, tell me more before I agree to this or don't agree to this.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I was like, interesting.
Now you're getting to the level of followers on TikTok where you're gonna start like being an influencer. I already saw your first little ad that you did, your little spawn con.
I have another one coming.
You're just gonna start flipping them out soon.
Well, I mean, I do get people that reach out. I say no to like most of them.
I think honestly a lot of them are just fake though.
A
Like
lot
they'll
of them,
send you something, but they'll be like, you have to pay for this or that, like, you know what I mean?
I haven't got any like that. I know that happens. It's more so that like
Yeah.
a lot of them just don't have anything to do with anything that I am interested in or want or like. And there's a couple that I'm like, well, send me something, and then if I like it, then I'll talk about it. And so I'm still waiting, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm.
Yeah.
Like I had this platform that was like, we'll actually pay you, and I was like, wonderful, except for I don't know anything about your platform. Let me use it. Like I have to use it first.
Give me more information. Okay, back to Icebreaker. I liked this book,
I
honestly.
did too.
I do think it was a little bit too thick. I think there's some things that could have been. I don't really get the whole point of him practicing with her if he's not going to do the finals with her. Like, I totally thought it was going to be a situation where they're like an ice princess situation where they're practicing together and then they have to go and do the finals together because Aaron's a dick. Like, if Aaron had done that, I think it would have been better if Aaron, so at the end, Aaron kisses her on the ice without consent. And I think if he had done that, earlier, I think it would have been so much better, like a
Like more
practice right
interesting.
before or something, and then Nate stepped in and they won, and it was perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think to your point, when we were watching them be partners and it seemed like he was doing a decent job and everything, I was like, oh, okay, so they're gonna be partners. Like he's not gonna go back to
Yeah,
playing hockey. But my other thing is too is like, how is he allowed to practice with her and take Aaron's
because
place?
he was kicked from the hockey team.
Right, but like the whole he's not supposed like he cannot play hockey, but he can do other college sports.
I think it was just he wasn't actually like on the team or whatever. He was
Just
just
helping
helping her
out.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also didn't
because she
realize
had
that
to
we could
keep
just
practicing.
yeah. I also didn't realize we could just kick people off the team with like no evidence. like like
I don't know if that actually happens or not. I think more often than not, the hockey team would be protected over a figure skater.
well,
Um,
his family was a huge donor to the school.
that's true. But so was Nate's. Nate's dad was rich. They said it 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I was like, okay, but they seem comparably rich. So
Yeah, they're
yeah,
both freaking rich.
I don't
So, this I enjoyed the smut scenes as well. Did you?
yeah. Yeah, I actually thought they were really
Yeah,
well
I
written.
think it
I
was
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like that she was a little bit more like dominating. I feel like we read so many like, okay, I'll just
Yeah.
take it. You know what I mean? So it was nice.
Yes. Yeah, where she's like, "Get on your knees."
Yeah. And he was like,
And he's
yes,
like,
ma'am.
"Okay. Okay."
And the thing is, like, I did like Nate. I just think I liked Ryan a lot. And I'm impartial to the first. I'm always impartial to the first person that they introduce. If they seem trustworthy, that's normally the one that I'm like, well, why don't we just stick with him?
That's not true at all. What about Tamlin and Akatar?
I
You
liked
are
Tamlin.
famous. No, you're famous for saying never trust the first guy introduced.
You're right.
You say
Never
that
trust the
every
puppy
stream.
dog. You're right, especially if they're a puppy dog.
Yes.
You're right. You're right.
You say that every time.
Maybe I just liked Ryan. He was giving off good vibes.
He was in about 3 scenes. I don't know why you
And he
liked
was
him
great
so
in every
much.
single one.
Oh god, he was fine.
He was fine.
You're like, "Give me the bare minimum, king." That's just what I need.
like literally. Oh my god, you're nice. Perfect. I'm with you.
That's all
That's
I
so
need.
sad.
Excellent.
That's so sad. Ah, give me the bare minimum king. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Okay. Credit me though.
Okay, gotcha. Riley.
Uh yeah. Credit Riley.
Oh god. But no, I mean I actually really
So,
enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
yeah, I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know how it was going to end. Like the ending was abrupt. Did you read the epilogues?
Of her being pregnant? I
Yeah.
read that one. I don't know if there's more, but I read the one of her being pregnant. I was like,
There was one
whoa.
of him. There was his, and then there was hers.
Oh, I
His
didn't
was
read his.
nothing though. It was just like his just was like, oh, Aaron left the school and he's at UCLA now, and your name has been cleared, basically.
Oh, I did read that. I don't think I realized that was an epilogue.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't want to be like this, but like when everything's wrapped up a little bit too nicely, I'm like,
Yeah. I'm
but
not an
we
epilogue
didn't
bitch.
really need it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
we
not
didn't
an
need it.
epilogue person. I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
Because once the drama is
they could
over,
have ended it.
yeah, once the drama is
Yeah.
over, I'm checked out. Like, okay, we're together. Great.
Yeah, they could have ended it where they ended it with like her saying, "I'm gonna go solo." Like that was like a big power move for her, and then
Yeah.
they fast forward and she's pregnant and getting married, and I'm like, that's fine, but it's not as of like a yeah Anastasia like moment, you know? Like at the end
Yeah.
it was like, yay, good job, and then it was like, well, okay,
I agree with you. I'm the same. A
yeah.
scammer calling me. No, I agree with you, or I'm just
Uh-oh.
kind of like, but I've never liked epilogues. There's very few epilogues that I read that I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you
this added
never
to the
read them.
story. I hardly, yeah. Like half the time, like, did you read the epilogue? I'm like, no, because I'm just like, okay, great. And then they're all the same. I've never read an epilogue that's not we're getting engaged, we're getting married, we're pregnant, or all three. Like you know what I mean? Like I've
Yeah, and
never
he
experienced
proposes
it.
at the end, yeah, in a
Right,
restaurant, which I hate, but what are you
right. So
gonna
I'm like,
do?
okay, I've never. It's all the same to me. I want a fun. They're like the only epilogues that I like are the ones where it's like Like at the end of, I don't want to tell you because I've never read it, and I want you to read it really bad.
What book?
Like the Mindfuck series, or like Black Sheep, like
Oh,
the one like.
I think that they're in here.
Okay, the Mindfuck series is super good. But
I
like
think
ones
that's
where
in
like
there.
the women are kind of like demented, like low key, like they're serial killers or they're mafia
Yeah.
bosses or something, and then the epilogue is like her like killing someone. That's the only time that I'm like, I like this because it's different. It's interesting.
The woman is demented. Of course you like that.
It's called the Mindfuck series. You have to know she's
Yeah, I
crazy.
know. I'm familiar. I know what it's about. Yeah.
I
Is
can't believe
anyone
you
talking
still
about them
haven't
on
read
live
it.
stream? Do you have
Um,
people on there?
there are people on there, but they're not saying much.
Oh,
But yeah, so
okay.
excuse me, like cough up a lung. I'm like
She
so
has the
done.
flu, everybody.
Yeah, I'm always sick. Ever since having Camila, I'm just like constantly sick.
That's because she's in daycare. That's why you get sick. That's
Hmm.
why she brings home all these germs to you.
It's wonderful. And
I'm
then
sure I'll be living that life one day.
the best part is she gets sick, but I stay healthy to take care of her. Like that's how my body works. And the moment that she feels better, my body's like, okay, great. And then I feel like ass, and it's like, okay, but
Yes.
now she's up and running around again, and I don't have the
Mhm.
energy or even the breath, as you can hear, to keep up with her.
Yeah, I can hear that. Well, you're a trooper. You come on here for our little 30-minute stream, and then you're
Because
gonna
I
go
think it's
right back to bed.
because I know, right? I think it's fun. I enjoy talking about these books.
Yeah. Like, as we can tell, there's not a ton of like meat in this book, but it is
No.
enjoyable for sure.
How did you feel?
Um,
It wasn't quite a third
about
act
Aaron.
breakup. No, Aaron, fuck Aaron, obviously.
Oh,
We all know how everybody
fuck
feels about
Aaron.
Aaron. He was a fucking piece of shit. I can't believe she even. There was nothing about her personality that would have made me believe she would have put up with him for that long. Like, cause she
The
gave
fact that he
Nate
was
shit immediately.
controlling her eating, he kept calling her too heavy. Like we very many times in the book, he's like, she's tiny. She never eats. Like we can tell that she's tiny.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's gross, honestly.
yeah. Well, and the fact that the coach wouldn't have been like, you are very
Oh yeah,
thin. Are you eating enough? Or the coach would let
yeah,
Aaron just complain about her 24/7. It wouldn't say, hey,
yeah.
Aaron, fuck off. And she did at one point, finally. She was like, if you don't like it, get a new partner. But then the moment that
But
Anastasia wanted
that's
to
the
get a new
problem is
partner,
she. Yeah.
she was like, wait, we can work this out. We can
The
work this out.
the problem is that she didn't really ditch him until like the last page because he
Yeah.
kisses her on this rink, and that's her final straw. Like my final straw would have been that my him saying my birth parents didn't want me, and that I'm trying to get knocked up by Nate because he's rich.
Right. And not only did he say that, but he shows up at my boyfriend's fucking house and house party and says that to
Yes,
everybody. And calls me a Jersey
yes.
chaser and then he admitted like I've said worse about you. What is worse than saying that my parents
Yeah, he
could
goes, I said
possibly?
all that and worse.
I was like,
What?
what is worse?
Yeah, he's horrible. I knew I wasn't gonna like him the second they described him, and they said he was super pale, like as pale as me, with bright blue eyes and close cropped black hair. I'm like, that is disgusting. That's a villain in my head.
Yeah, that is
As pale as me
this.
with like fucking electric blue eyes. Yes, that's what it said. Like close cropped black hair. That's exactly what I pictured.
Oh, when did I knew I wouldn't
I
like
picture
him?
that guy from like Charlie's Angels, the thin man.
Oh yeah, the one that Demi, what's her Demi? Oh, you know who I'm talking.
Me,
What is her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Thank you, God.
Were you gonna say Demi Lovato?
I was gonna say Demi Moore because Demi Moore is also in the second one,
Yeah.
but I don't know. My brain just broke for a second there. It's fine. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know when I decided. I think I didn't like him immediately because we'd already been introduced to Nate and Ryan, who are both pretty solid, and so I was like, okay, well then he has to be the
No, I
not
think
solid one.
Aaron was before Ryan, I think.
Was he? There was
Yeah,
something
he was
pretty
like
early
he was
on.
in the first scene. But yeah, yeah, he was in the first scene and I marked it. I was like, "Oh, this guy's going to be a villain." Like he said Aaron said I was getting too heavy to lift and that I haven't put on an ounce since. And that's on like page 3. It's on page 3.
Yeah, that's
So
when
I'm
I
like,
didn't like
yeah,
him
okay. So we don't like him.
because I'm
We hate
like,
him.
because my thing is like putting on more muscle as a figure skater would always make you a better skater for him and her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, that's not.
Yeah.
And like because she explained it
It
as like
was
what, like
weird.
he would like grunt and everything, and I was like, why would he even say that to her? Unless it was like true, like unless he was like, oh my god, I'm about to drop you. Like,
Yeah.
why would you? Because I think that's a
Yeah,
different
but
thing,
she's
right?
like, you bench way more than I weigh every day.
Right.
So
And, that,
maybe
and
you should,
Nate said
like,
that.
maybe he should get stronger. Like, maybe it's not her fault.
Right. Nate and Ryan both were like, well, we've seen him in the gym just like fucking going
Yeah.
ham.
Yeah, Nate and Ryan are both like, we can pick you up with one fucking hand. You weigh like above
Right.
10. Are you kidding
Right.
me?
And you're all
And you're
athletes.
like 5'3". Yeah.
Like, you're all athletes. And so, like, Aaron, maybe you're just not an athlete.
I still don't really get why his character was like that. We never really get to like the core of he's like, yeah, my family's treating me shitty, yeah, this, yeah, that. But like you never really get to the core of like him like controlling her eating
Why he attacked
and saying
her.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I understood that he just seemed like kind of a piece of shit, right? And he kind of blamed
Yeah.
it on like my dad is like a serial cheater and he's really shitty to my mom. But like it really seemed like the only person he ever attacked or took it out on was
Mhm.
Stassi. And for the longest time I was like, because he wants to date Stassi. And Stassi's
Yeah, that's what I
dating
thought
everybody.
too.
That's why. But then
Maybe that's implied because he does call her a Jersey chaser and he does kiss her. So maybe that's implied by the kiss. Like maybe that's what we're supposed to go from.
yeah, it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like concrete enough for me to be like, and now I see why he's such a little bitch all the time. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It just, but I do think that he was supposed to have some kind of weird feelings for her or something really weird and toxic. But to your point, it was never made clear, and it was never made clear why she was such a raging bitch for the first half of the book. And she went from being so bitchy, which I didn't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind a bitch because
I
I
think
am a bitch.
actually, you know what, RJ? I think the reason that it was is they say later is because she wasn't eating enough and she felt irritable all the
She was
time.
angry. Oh,
Yeah. I think that's what they say later because that's why she stops being so like bitchy all the time is because he starts feeding her properly.
maybe I missed that.
Like
Okay,
he
must have missed
changes
it.
her meal plan. Yeah.
Well, and then my
I
other
think
thing is
it's
like, as an athlete, does nobody teach these athletes like? Because like, I know like Gavin for U of M, they teach them about nutrition. Like it's a part of the pro. So it's
yeah.
like the fact
I
that
think
she
it's
didn't look at
probably
that meal
different for
plan,
women.
probably
Yeah.
the fact that she like I could look at that and be like, bitch, what are you
Yeah.
eating? Like you're just eating grass.
Just vegetables. Yeah.
Like okay, and
Yeah,
yeah.
athletes need protein because they burn a lot of calories. So like you need calories, you need protein.
Well, and what she's doing is very, very athletic, right? So it's cardio
Yeah.
and it's muscular. So it's like she needs a good amount, and like that's what Nate was saying is he was like you need a way more protein than you're eating, and
Yes,
so
way more.
it was interesting too, like her whole journey like of healing her relationship with food. I found it went
I do
much
like that they
smoother than
yeah,
reality.
reality.
but,
Yeah, absolutely. She
but it
didn't
was
like
already a
go
big
back
book.
at all.
Yeah, it was already a
Yeah.
big book, so we couldn't throw too much more
There
in
was a
there.
lot of topics tackled. Adoption, got disordered eating, we got abusive parents, we got negligent parents, we got abusive friendships, ice skating, hockey, a lot of drinking. A lot of drinking.
Oh my god,
Therapy.
it
This
was
bitch
a
was drunk
very
like every day. Which,
literally.
when we were in college, let's be
Fair enough,
realistic.
dude. That was the one thing that didn't make me bat my eye. I was like, all right, we're partying, got it. Like, and
It's
my
like,
thing, I
okay, yeah,
guess,
when I was 21, yeah.
my thing was like, you're on this really strict meal plan where you're only eating vegetables and you think that's appropriate, and then you're like just drinking an insane amount of alcohol. It's like
I know.
okay,
That's all of her calories right there.
literally, literally,
Yeah,
her
honestly.
sustenance
I mean,
was just vodka.
she drinks so much.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about Nate. Nate was fine. How did you feel about Nate? And how did you feel about the rest of the guys in the book? Because Nate, I liked him, but he may have been one of my least favorites.
I like Nate. He's fine. I think he does what he needs to do. He gets
Mm,
the job done. He cares about her. He
he
protects her.
worshipped her. Mm-hmm.
He worships her. There's moments when he's like, maybe don't do that. But as with we all, I liked JJ. I thought he was funny.
I did enjoy
Um,
JJ.
Henry, I'm not entirely sure what his character was supposed to. Was he supposed to be like autistic or something? Because they kept
I don't
saying
think
like
so.
he doesn't. Because
Pick
they're
up
like
on
he
things.
doesn't read like social situations.
I don't
Like,
think
I
I read
wasn't
it as
sure. It was kind of
that.
like
But to your point, they were
maybe
often
he, like, I
saying he
don't
doesn't
know.
understand when he's supposed to say things and when he's not.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think I read it like as far as him being autistic. I just think I read it as in like he just seemed very like like sensitive
Like,
almost.
not social. Oh, low
Yeah,
sensitive. Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
but I don't. I know that everybody loves Henry, and I like Henry, and I would definitely read Henry's
He's
book.
fine.
But I don't think that we
Yeah.
got enough of him like individually. We just got him as a friend. And I'm like, okay, great. He's a great friend. Awesome. All of these guys are great friends. All of these guys are the least
Oh,
toxic
yeah.
college athletes that ever exist. Wonderful.
Also, we forgot to even mention that she almost fucking drowns to death. She
Oh,
falls into a frozen pond and almost drowns. That was
that
in like
part
2 pages, and then the next page they're like, "She's good." It's like, what was the point of this? Why did you
that
have
part
this?
really caught me off guard. I had the same reaction. I was like, wait, what the
Yeah,
fuck? Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, wait, she's gonna drown? For a
And
minute,
like
I thought she was gonna die.
okay, it may be that I'm a Midwesterner, so I grew up around like ice skating and lakes and everything, but like not to go on as an adult, not to go on the ice by yourself. It's a pivotal rule. You're not supposed to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
once walked on ice in middle school. I was like 15,
But she was
and
an
I fell
adult.
in.
She's like
And I almost
22.
got frostbite on my foot, but I didn't.
Like
Yeah,
that one
she's an adult.
movie.
I
Have you
was
seen
like
the Adam
14.
Sandler movie? Is it Adam Sandler?
No,
Where he's got the
I don't
black
know.
foot and he's just... okay.
Ew.
Well, because he got really bad frostbite on his foot, so I'll have to send it to you later. But no,
Ew.
I could have done without that part. I could have done without. I don't really care that much about Lola and Robbie's relationship, honestly.
Yeah,
Um,
it was fine.
what else could I have done without? It was
I
very
did
long.
imagine that was like a setup for a different book, maybe. Lola and Robbie.
But they were like, and I was thinking the same thing too. But I was like, but they're already like together and happy and like committed. So I wonder what
Yeah,
the next book will be about,
I don't know.
unless one of them dies, and the next book's about like moving on.
Yeah, because
um,
it says it's a series, so I don't know.
I think we're definitely gonna get Henry's book next. That we can't even
Oh,
wait about. I already know. I can
um,
see a setup.
what do you want to give it?
I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it.
I gave it 4 out of 5 as well.
I'm
Yeah.
also a slut for a college sports romance.
I've never read one before. This is my first one.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about the genre altogether?
I don't think you understand that. I only really read the romance books for the book club.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm reading like thrillers, mysteries, murder mysteries,
Yeah.
YA. You know,
Yeah,
I liked it.
I've loved sports romances since I was in high school. It's like one of my favorites. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Writing I do 4 because
Agree.
there seems like there are a couple plot holes. Like the fact that she never landed that jump. I really thought that was going to come back.
I
And like she was going
know.
to practice and be able to land it with Nate. I thought that Nate was going to be at the end with her.
Yep.
I felt like we really could have gotten more backstory on Aaron. I mean, if it's going to be long, make it long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's going to be thick, give it all to me. Don't just leave these little threads.
If it's gonna be thick, make it thick with 2 C's. I agree.
And the smut, I would give 4.5. I think was good.
I would give a 4
There's
out
a
of
lot.
5. It was written well.
Yeah,
Like it wasn't
yeah, it
anything
was.
too kinky, but it was quality.
That was.
I liked it.
Yeah, and the first time they said "good girl," so this automatically goes to the top of our list of books
I
that we
cannot
read.
believe that. I'm gonna spend the next 4 hours going through every book we've ever read.
Please do.
Trying to find
Please tell me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember them ever saying it in any other book.
I can't even believe that. And the thing is, I think as we're sitting
Maybe.
here, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I read so many books.
Definitely not Promises and Pomegranates. Definitely not. What else have we read?
Holy shit.
I just don't think that they have. Honestly.
But the thing is, we ebb and flow with like whether or not we really even read like that kinky of books, right? So
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't think that we have read a good girl, like a very praise heavy book.
We have now. Yeah, this one's pretty praise heavy, I think.
Yes, he said good girl quite a bit.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed it
quite a bit. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No. What's the next book that we're doing again?
You have it right there next to you.
That's right.
You just picked it up.
But in case everybody's
My
wondering, I'm
killer
pretty sure I have
vacation.
like undiagnosed ADHD. If you haven't
Yeah, I
figured
think that's why you have undiagnosed ADHD and you have a head cold and you have the flu,
yeah,
so it's okay.
I'm slowly
Yeah,
just
and
dying.
next week, so next week or next week in 2 weeks we're doing that one, and we're doing the second Shatter Me, which I've already read, and I think you will enjoy more than the first one. And you
Yeah,
liked the first one.
I did like the first one, but I'm excited. The first one definitely felt like a prequel. Like it felt like a cut off. I was like, oh, I wanted more. It felt very
Yeah,
not like the full story. So I'm excited for this one actually. I still
yeah. So
think
that's what
Super
we're
Bowl
doing
a lot.
next. And obviously, as always, check Discord and RJ's TikTok. I'm trying to be better about TikTok for updates, etc.,
I
etc.
know. I'm so bad with updating the book club on TikTok.
Yeah, but you at least make videos. I don't make videos. I make like one video a week. And I'm like, why don't I have any followers?
I'm like, I don't know.
Like one
I feel
video.
like I let it get down to like, because I used to have like like drafts, like 70 drafts. Like, and I let it
Yeah,
get
me
down to
too.
like two. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta make some videos, which is why all my videos take place in a car. Because I'm like,
Yeah, I know
I
it's
make some
funny
really
when
quick.
you do. Yeah, you're right.
But all right, I gotta go lie down and die.
Yes, please.
All
Don't
right.
die. Just lie down.
Okay. All right. Love you. Oh, and say smutty friends. See, already dying.
Bye.